how do you break this down when you start to practice it? Like when you looked at this in the practice room, what was sort of the first thing you did?
I took a listen to it.
Yeah, you found it good. You found a recording, exactly. When you started to make your plan, I guess I'm sorry, I wasn't quite specific. When you started to make your plan in terms of hearing it, and like when you played it on the bass the first time, did you go and just did you start with fingering, or did you start with how it would sound, or sort of what were your first thoughts when you started to break it down?
Usually what I look for was for the trills.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing I looked for.
Yeah. So you started with the stuff that was going to have the most challenge in the left hand, and then sort of made your plan based off that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really smart way to work. I think in this particular case, it got you thinking a little too much about the small notes. When you come back, try and take out all of the ornaments and all of the 16th notes, and start with the pulse on the quarters, because it sometimes is getting lost in kind of similar to what was happening with Josh, where the in-between notes, the faster notes, were too important. And like in this prelude, you're playing the bass line, and it's a really standard bass line, right? You have B minor, you're going to 5, going back to 1, right? These quarter notes, B, C sharp, G sharp, F, right? Those are the sort of the pillars that you need, and the little ornaments just kind of hang, and they're off. Have you ever seen a lot of Baroque architecture?
I have not.
So this is a building that's like from our times. It's from our space. It's very functional, right? We've got the walls are painted, but that's just so they don't rot or whatever. The drop ceiling saves the heat. We've got lights, and the acoustic tiles, carpet. That's about it, right? The board, stuff for school, right? In the Baroque period, they would have been like, we're not done yet. We need 26 more chairs around the corner. We need to get molding around all the sides, and let's get a guy to come in here and wood carve a bunch of angels to be all over the place, right? And we needed gas burning lamps, on every single corner, right? They were obsessed with ornamentation and building a simple structure and then just covering it with stuff, right? Covering it with flair. And that's exactly what's happening here, is the really simple bass line is getting covered up by ornaments, which is da-da-dum, da-da-dum, but don't let that distract you from the fact that you're still doing just a bass line. Yeah? It's good. Keep going now. You're right, a lot of it, so you got out a little bit, you're up and in the front for quite a bit of it. If you move it out just 4 or 5 inches, you'll be able to do it with the small muscles, and it'll be way more relaxed. Very good though, the intonation's pretty good actually. Is right there. You lost a little bit of tempo in the middle, and then it was hard to make up coming back. I think very similar advice is it's ready to go, and it's ready to go faster. It just needs to move out into the middle. It's just a much easier sort of stroke. Josh, can I borrow your base real quick? Sorry, I don't want to. Thank you. Right, this is an arm stroke, whereas the minute you come out here, you can more or less take the arm out and really start to involve the hand. Your weight's just out of there. Yeah. A good way to practice this is doing what I call rivets. Get out into the middle or upper half, right, and go, and just go, just a little quick down up. It doesn't have to sound great, it doesn't have to have a ton of tone, but little tiny, and it comes out of the string at the end. Try it slowly. Yep. Faster. Rivet. Ta-da. Yep. Good. Stay out there. We're coming back to the front. There it is. Yep. Try 2 in a row. Yeah. I love how your up bow is coming and going, and it's coming out and off, right? And it can start from on or it can start from off, right? I would start that. It's a good way to sort of think about things, because it's like we were saying before. It's a pizzicato that you're pushing with the bow, so you only need this much. You just have to find where that sweet spot is, and I think it's just a couple inches out. Good. This is really good work. Was there more from another week, or? I think we're good, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, excellent.